Hey everybody, this is Glidercat, and it's time to play. We're back in Captain of Industry, and we are working on a massive waterworks project here. We'll see how it goes. We're going to get back to it. Just looking at our water, kind of wondering why the colony water looks a little lower than I think it should be. But we'll see when we get everything hooked up. Hopefully this is all this is all going to work. The intended goal is to have an island-wide water network where wherever we feed water into it, that water can get anywhere on the island that is that needs it. That is basically the goal in a nutshell. We're getting there. We're getting there. We've got, these guys are almost drained out. In fact, there they go. Let's take this stuff out. Got a bunch of kind of the old water localized networks that we're ripping up as we do this. That's a fuel line. We'll let that sit. This is a dead end water line, so we can get rid of pretty much all of that. That is water that we just did a few episodes. Water from our sour water stripper. Yeah, we're still dumping sour water into the ocean just because we're not getting through that sulfur fast enough. Darn. We'll have to come up with a solution for that. It looks like all our rubber is backed up. I'm going to go sell some rubber just so we can keep these guys producing. We'll just trade for wood. I've got extra Unity. Trade, boom, rubber for wood. Okay, good enough. I know we're using diesel doing that, but diesel looks like it's in decent shape. So we'll just go with that. And that should allow us to process more of this sulfur. And we'll get more water, too, as a result of that. I didn't think of it, but we will. All right. What's next? What is next? Yeah, let's rip up this whole line. I'm going to, yeah, take this all the way back. Boom. Take this out and just a little section of this. Gonna leave this little section sticking out so I know to delete that later and trace it back. How are these guys doing? Their water reserves are just about empty. All right, what's next? We want to set up dedicated water for basically this whole quadrant. So that's our farms. It's our boiler over where we're doing the oil processing, and it also is going to include this mixer that's making our acid for us. And last episode I talked about maybe putting the storage for that right here, boom, and we probably want a lot for the farms. So let's do 3 ginormous storages here, and these can be upgraded later too, believe it or not, to even higher, but I think the upgrade for the level, what would it be, level 4 fluid storage, I think it has the same footprint. It just is taller. So this can be, I think right here. Let's, one, God, what am I missing? Parts or something? 1, 2, 3. Could go bold. Want to go bold? That's a ton. That's a silly amount of water. We do kind of have room. Let's leave it at 3 for now. And let's make this water. Water and water. I know I could use the eyedropper. I think we want to name these. Let's do farm plus oil plus acid water 3, since this is the third one in the chain. Yeah, Control C, boom, save it, make this 2. If we add one in the front, we'll just renumber them all. It's not a big deal. And that's tank 1. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. All set to water. Okay, now we need to feed that with some kind of supply. And that supply line, we can draw from this guy, right? This is the upper pipe of our water main, basically. So we're just going to bring this straight on over. Pipe. Yeah, that's actually perfect. Just like that. And then we're going to change some stuff over here. We want to get water from here up into this pipe, and we're going to change the direction on that pipe. Okay, so this... Right now I'm working to route water from these tanks into this guy, our mixer that produces acid. And we're going to come out this way and go in this way to this guy. So this, all of this pipe to the right can go. That is no longer of use to us because we're pulling from the main. What do I got to do in I got to do it in segments. Bummer. Oh yeah, these guys all need water too. Didn't realize that. That's fine. We'll just reverse the directions. You can go, and you can go. You can go. You can go reversed, and then all the rest of this pipe goes bye-bye. From here over to here. Boom. And now we need to delete. We're going to run water from this tank into this pipe, and we're going to change the direction of the pipe. Just not sure where we can hop over. It'd be nice if we could hop over here. It's just our sulfur kind of hops up right there too. So maybe we hook in from here. Let's try it. You up into that. Boink. And then this section of pipe gets reversed. Boink. And so water from that tank comes in, heads over this way, feeds this guy, and feeds all these. Right? Should. We hope. Once that pipe is built. Now this pipe might be able to stay just as it is. This is feeding the farms, right? Feeds the farm, feeds the farm, feeds the farm, feeds our boiler. That pipe can all stay just as it is, I think. The location's fine. It doesn't need to circulate. Meaning, we're not supplying water anywhere. This is just once you hit one of these storage containers, any pipes that come off of this thing, it's kind of like a dead end. That's the end of the road. We don't need to feed water back up through these pipes. But we do have one more supply of water that we want to get onto the main. And that is this little dinky pipe that we just routed not too many episodes ago. Boom, boom, boom. This guy right here. This has water that we're getting from our sour water stripping. And it seems like we could just pump that right into this guy, right? Send that guy over. It's not much water. That's our pipe from the 4th groundwater well that we weren't really using. That can go. Maybe we just run a little pipe. This one. Can I come along here? And hook up. Looks like I might have to go one more over. That's fine. I don't care. Boom. And let's get rid of this nub. And then we'll go over what we got so far. That little thing can go. All right. Let's go through the guys who are supplying water. We've got the sour water stripper supplying water. That water is going to come up through here. We just did this pipe. Boom, 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 boom. Up. And it goes straight over into basically our water main that hooks up this lower level pipe is the water main. Everybody that's supplying water is going to go into that lower level pipe. Okay, another water supplier are these two guys. Right now they're doing distilled water. We're going to shut these down eventually. We'll leave them here as backups. They supply water into this lower pipe. That's our water main. Boom. Both of them routed. The other water supplier are the groundwater wells, right? And they just do the same thing, feed into the main, just like we traced with the sour water stripper water production. So that's all hooked in. Looking good. Those are all the suppliers we have right now on the network, I believe. Now the consumers of water, we have all of this production. We saw it's our chilled or cooled casters, our concrete slab production, and yeah, that's it up here. Those guys are being fed by these tanks, and these tanks are being fed by a branch coming off of our kind of water main, and it's coming off of the top. That's where we pull water from the highest pipe. Boom, goes into the tanks and feeds all of this. Anybody who needs water over in this area, basically. Boom. Then we have consumers down here. We have the acid maker. We have our farms. And we have this boiler. Boom. They have 3 dedicated water tanks. The water comes into the tanks from the main. Boom. This is the island-wide main. This main is going to continue on, by the way, through here somehow. But they branch off the main, and 3 storage tanks to store a bunch of water. This guy gets fed. The acid production gets fed here. Boom. Brickworks get fed off of this pipe. Should all be good. Looks like they're all routed in the right direction. Farms leverage the pipe that they were using. Boom. They should get all the water they need, although it doesn't look like there's a lot of water in the network at the moment. And then, yeah, that water comes down and feeds the boiler that's supplying steam to our oil processing stuff down there. So far, so good. This is a fuel pipe going up. We'll route that to look pretty later. Now what we need to do water-wise... Oh man, I'm already nervous because it's getting starved out. But we'll see. See how this all works. It might be a situation where these big giant tanks need to back up before everything circulates really well. Because this offshoot's taking half of the water from the main. This offshoot's taking a bunch of water off the main. And so by the time these guys get a chance to draw water, it's already been, you know, got a couple people sucking on the straw. But we'll get more supply hooked up. That's what's next. We want to get tapped into this stuff going on over here. So let's see if we can make that happen. We're going to extend the top of our water main. And we need to think about the bottom of our water main. It's going to have to be extended too. This lower pipe is going to follow this one. I'll show you what I mean. We need a pipe underneath this guy. That's going to hook in there, and that's going to be our water supply, right? So our next closest suppliers of water right now are these groundwater wells. And basically, these cooling towers are supplying water. So they need to tap into the lower pipe of our water main, which we got to extend out this way. And then that lower pipe probably needs to do a loop, boom, into a top pipe somehow and continue the loop around. And then the top pipe is where we'll pull water off of to feed these tanks, which are feeding our electricity production. And I think that's all that's using water in this area right now. We have, this is fuel, right? Or is this water? We do have water over here. This is all going to go. We're not doing copper processing over here. I think that's all going to get deleted. But anyway, let's get on it. Let's just chew through it. I think this network's going to become useful to us more and more as we play on. But there's some heavy lifting to do initially. Okay, so this is the big water main. We got to find a way through all this mess. So this is going to be kind of a goofy part. Don't think I can go over these buildings no matter what I do. I need to go around them. Do I want to go around this way or around this way? I think I want to go around this way because I don't see a lot of truck traffic. I see truck traffic here just by the way the dirt looks. Let's see what we can do. This is the up high pipe. We need 2 pipes through here too, by the way. This may get a little squirrely. Bypass all this stuff as best we can. And then we said we wanted to be 4 blocks away. Right there is basically how we're connected with this one. So now we're parallel to that pipe. Try to minimize our pillars as best we can. Okay, now what? Need to make our way over here for now. The other option is to try to go a little more in the middle and then have an offshoot of the main down here. Oh man. We'll see. We'll see. It's a big project. It's probably going to change as we go on. We play on. I gotta get around all this big mess of belts. Don't think I can hop over all that. Kind of. Well, I'd take that. Take that. Yeah, I may try and go right down the middle. And then as we terraform and stuff, I'll just rework the pipe. See what we can do. Try to keep this a straight pipe. Again, we're going to have to tear out sections and terraform and reroute, but let's try to have the backbone as straight as we can. That thing can go away, actually. Probably do that. Let's do it. Ooh, I didn't want that. Let's chew this back. In fact, can we take this little nugget? Yeah, let's take that out. And then this thing needs to go. This storage. Kind of in our way. Not really helping anything. Power Generation 3 just got researched. I think we can do, yeah, our low pressure, what is that guy? Low pressure generator or something? Turbines? Let's connect this up like this for now. Is that a level 2? It is. Quick deliver this and then I'm going to upgrade it. What did I do? Did I pause it? I think I did. Let's go. Get that upgraded. Okay. And let's continue our pipe. What to do? What to do? What to do? Yeah, I think I'm just going to try and blaze through here. And then if we have issues with trucks or excavators getting stuck, then we'll worry about rerouting this thing as necessary, but I'm going to try and hold to this line as best I can, or as long as I can. Got to move around this guy, unfortunately. Okay, now's where it gets tricky. Now we have excavator situations. If you got excavators coming in here to mine sand, I'd like to be back over here going across. How could we do that? I think we may need to temporarily cheat this thing in this direction, but not super keen on doing that. I'd like to hold this line as best I can. 4 squares away from this black line, 4 squares to the right, which would be like right there and up. But we are going to block this mine. What could we do about that? We could reroute this sand mine. I think that's what I'm going to do. I want to kind of prioritize this pipe. So there's 4 off of down from the black line. So let's come across. We'll just... Ooh, I might not be able to drop down, can I? Let's see. See what happens. Might be forced to do something I don't want to do. Just because of this drop-off. Wish I could get rid of the designations. I can come across here, so I'm doing it. We're going to fill this in. Let's do it. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to be stubborn. Try and stick with this design. I'm as high as I can go. Okay, we'll get back to trying to preserve or minimize our pillars. Okay, I've got water. I don't think I can be stubborn through the water. I'm going to be stuck routing around the water, unfortunately, but that's all right. We need to just do this out to somewhere out here. Maybe we even finish it over here on this section of sand. In fact, we could... How do we want to do this? I'm likely going to need to find a place to put a vehicle ramp so they can get around, but cross that bridge when we get there. Right now, I'm just debating. I know this is our main coming across the island. We know we're going to want to branch off to both get water from this supplier onto the network, the groundwater wells and the cooling towers. We want to get that water onto the network. And then we want to pull water off of the network to feed our boilers here, basically. So I'm just wondering if I should kind of continue this belt down around here somehow and go back up and over a tiny bit and then back down to feed this thing, or what? Just because we have this water here. So how much of a compromise do I want to make? That's what I'm pondering at the moment. We're going to have to make some kind of compromise. So let's get kind of as far as we reasonably can. That would be out this way, I think. Let's do Let's do something like that. Okay. That's our water supply. We're going to pull off of that line to feed these two storage containers. And I'd like to actually replace that with something a lot bigger. So let's do that. While that pipe is building. In fact, while that pipe is building, we need to we need to run another big section of pipe, which is the loop. So water being produced here needs to find its way all the way into that pipe, this lower one. So maybe we do that, and we boy, as soon as I drain this out, we're going to be in trouble. What I'm thinking right now is, for our power production, because this is pretty important to us, I'd like to have at least 2 of the really big tanks of water out here stored for this. So we could put them next door or to these storage arrays. This we want to be replaced too with big storage. In fact, maybe we pause this belt. The problem is, how do I replace this water and replace these little storages with the big ones without totally shutting off all my power? So we may need like temporary storage somewhere out here, out of the way, and feed these 2 boilers with coal and water from tanks out here that are temporary, just while we tear this stuff down and replace everything. Maybe that's some we're going to have to do, because we're using a lot of power, and I'm a little nervous about starving that out. All right, while we think about that, let's change gears for a second. Take care of some of these errors up top, or warnings that we have. Excavator has no reachable designations. Okay, you can just finish on with the rest of this. Delete all your stuff. And you can take all of this down again a level. Mining designation, slope down. Down to level 8. And then all this can be leveled to level 8. Not like that. Boom. We got these retaining walls. They're only going to last so long before they collapse too. But we'll see what happens. So that guy solved. What's next? Iron mine. Yeah, they have flattened the land. I kind of want these guys to start digging down now. Let's take a look at what we have designation-wise over in this area. Okay, this has all been achieved, so these can go. I'm going to rework a few of these fill designations just to make sure we're good. These are clearly done. But let's fill in. These are all in a designation, I think, controlling what can be put in, what we can use for fill material. But this is all needs to be filled in, if you guys don't mind. And we may as well do this part too, fill designation. And they've got fill designations here. So there'll be plenty of room to fill things. Let's just check over here real quick and see. Can we tell if the dirt's being dumped here? I guess we're getting a little bit of compost being dumped here. Of course, they're dumping some in the ocean. But this should get filled in with compost and be dirt. Just very slowly using our biomass that's being turned into compost for that. Water's still a little scary over here. All right. Yeah, iron designations. Let's get back to it. Iron. Let's do... I mean, I could have them join this crew, but they're going to hit a bunch of dirt. Let's do a new ramping designation for our iron miners. to start digging down. We could do it even way over here if we wanted. Let's start from here, and we'll just see where we end up with this. I'm not real sure. Okay, digging designation. We want to go down to 2 below. And I don't want to flood. But we can start chewing this back. Sea below should not be a problem. We'll play it a little safe. But that'll be iron supplied. I think we're doing okay on iron, are we? It looks a little anemic, doesn't it? But they were without designations for a while, so we'll let that go. Okay, back to our crazy water pipe. We need a pipe underneath here. Let's route that one. Actually, before we do that, sorry, let's do our little temporary stuff we were talking about. We need temporary coal supply. So that can, let's see, how do we want to do that? We pause that one. I want temporary. I don't want to waste a bunch of resources for this. Maybe little guys? No, those are big guys. Little guys? Just a few of these things? This is super duper duper temporary. So don't get too worried about it. U-shaped conveyor. Okay, that should be happy. And we want coal. Oh, whoops, didn't take it. Coal. And then let's have these guys dump into that one. So this goes by. This is paused. We're going to delete all these things out and replace with the big storages eventually. But we can have these guys start draining out while we're doing the work on the pipes. Oh, come on, honestly. What's the matter? Why can't you get there? You've been waiting. Oh, he's fine. All right. I thought we were in problem. We had trouble there. And then water, we need to do something similar. We're gonna... how are we gonna do water? Need temporary storage for water. Could be out or just out further. Let's see. Because we're going to get rid of these. We want some different setup with water. In fact, we may move these cooling towers too, because we can use some of this low pressure steam to generate energy now. But right now I just want to find an alternate supply of water, an alternate place to route water for these guys. How can we do? This could just come around this way. Would have to be pretty far though. Alright, let's do it. We're going to change the direction on this pipe beam. This pipe, change the direction. We're going to unpause these guys. We're going to delete this pipe. Or pause it. What is that pipe? It should be water, right? I'm going to pause that pipe. I think we're going to delete it. Pause it for now. And then we want to route waters just far away from where it is now. Let's see if we can get by with the little pipes, because these are going to be thrown away. Don't want them in the way of where I'm going to put coal storage. Kind of a waste of materials, I understand. Okay. Boom. Storage. Fluid. Again, it's probably overkill. And then I just want water going into that pipe. If we can do it, if they'll let us do it. And then I want to reverse this pipe. Boink. So now they have an alternate water supply. And water. 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 Okay, these guys are building that. These should start emptying. That belt is paused. This should empty. I am getting water from these guys. But this should still drain out. Even with these cooling towers, this water should drain out. As long as we're not pumping fresh water into the system, that should drain out. In fact, we can build this pipe quick. And then we're going to pause it. Oh, if we do that, we'll pause this one. It's going to take a while for this to drain out. Because these guys, all the recycled water is going to come through here and feed this boiler. And this one's going to get water from the groundwater pumps. But we'll let that run and see what happens. Meanwhile, we're going to build our pipe that goes underneath here. Island-wide pipe. Needs to go... Bear with me. I don't want you to connect. I just want you right there. Okay, now we got to cross the island with this pipe. Like I said, we may need to rework this to allow excavators to go through. We're definitely going to have to rework our sand mine. That might be the next thing that we do, actually. So we get this done. I think I'm going to ramp down from a different side on the sand mine so we can keep the sand production going. Okay, this may need to temporarily be lower. Okay, cute. Lower, lower. Fine. Like I said, as we terraform this terrain through here, we'll change this pipe up quite a bit, probably. This guy can just keep coming through. This is going to be water that we're producing from our cooling towers. Is going to go back onto the island-wide water network. That's basically what I'm working on right this moment. I think I need to come down a little earlier for this to work. Okay, this part's squirrely. I'm just going to take whatever I can get. So we'll just run in parallel. Till I can wiggle over. Wiggle back up. super hard to see with those designations. Can I get those off of here? Mining and dumping? No. Looks like there's no way for me to ignore those. It's a little... Oh, and I lost my pipe by doing that. Oh, man. Holy smokes. How much did I lose? The whole thing? Goodness. Don't do that. How do I get rid of these designations? Okay, that goes. As soon as I start building pipe, though, they're going to show up again. All right. Start over. All right, that is our water supply line, part of our main, the lower level, the one that we're supplying water to. Top one we're drawing water from, the bottom one is where we're supplying water to it. That is now completed across the island. We need to loop back on the other side here, though. These are going to need to loop together. So this is kind of the end of the road. That's going to need to loop back down below, at least for now, till we extend the pipe even further. So let's see if they let us. They might not let us. We may have to pull this back a bit. How about from here? Boom, there's our loop. So now we've got one huge water loop running almost the full length of the island, or at least the developed part of the island. Okay, we've got our emergency water supplies here. Let's just reset this guy. Solve his little problem. This guy is... Where are you trying to go, buddy? I want to... Okay, he's fine. Teeth Terraforming Crew 1 has no designations. Oh, yeah, we get a... Oh, man, these guys are probably delivering dirt for a big, long time. Oh, man, tell you what. Well, we got a little more time yet. We just built a ton of pipe, but I'm probably going to time-lapse or cut a lot of that footage, since you guys probably don't want to watch me weaving pipes for a half an hour. So we got a little more time. Let's get these guys, this terraforming crew, some more designations real quick. Shouldn't take too long, hopefully. We're going to have to increase their area. That's kind of our ramp. We're trying to leave a path up here. Why don't we... Oh, man, they're doing a really good job. Let's clear out all the existing designations. Like, everything can come out of here, including the fill designations. Boom. Let's give the Teeth Terraforming Crew a bigger area to work on. Somewhere like this is them. Okay, they're good. They've got a pretty wide area. The area in the middle is the fill one, so we can have these guys do quite a bit. I think. Let's do it. Mining designation, level 1. All that, fellas. And all of this, plus maybe a little bit of the sand into the sand area. That should keep them pretty busy for a while. How are we doing on supplies and everything? Maintenance is at 98. That's okay. Fuel's looking good. Food's looking good. Construction part 3s are looking a little on the weak side, but that's okay. That'll probably catch up. Let's finish our water endeavor here as best we can, or as much as we can. I need to get this water supply. Let's, yeah, we got some work to do. We have some work to do. Tell you what, I think I will end this episode here. What we'll do next episode is rework our power generation a bit so we can take advantage of the new turbines that we have. Low pressure turbines. They use the low pressure steam, and then I think we can still route the depleted steam through here. Yeah. And we'll get, wow, we get just as much water out of the depleted steam as we did from the steam low. So that's pretty sweet. These guys are kicking out steam low. Yeah, so it's just free energy, basically. But this part's going to have to be reworked. We're going to throw on a couple more turbines. Yeah, but we'll work that out next episode. Get the low pressure turbines, rework the water supply over here, hook into our main water line or network here. Supply will be fed into the bottom, and then there'll be another pipe coming out. That's going to bring water from the network to feed these two boilers, basically. And then we got to probably move this, if we're even using this. Yeah, we are. That's got to be moved. And we'll put a couple huge water tanks here somewhere. Maybe, we'll see. We'll see. And eventually, when this coal drains out, we'll replace these guys too with big, giant coal storages. Yeah, that's it for this episode. For now, this is Glidercat saying thanks so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying this series. We are terraforming this island. We are going to make it our own. We are going to conquer this thing. And so far, we're off to a pretty good start. Got a few things to look into next episode, but we'll get to that then. Again, this is Glidercat saying thanks so much for watching. I will see you all in the next episode.